Offices and residential complexes, as well as institutions like schools and hospitals, increasingly share similar safety, access control, and health monitoring needs. What used to require costly security infrastructures and human intervention can now be automated with robust and affordable AI-based technologies. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining this third installment of CyberLink's Master Series presented to you by CyberLink and Talma. Today's focus will be on AIoT solutions for safe offices, residential buildings, schools, and healthcare facilities during COVID-19 and beyond. My name is Jay Chang. As usual, I'm the host for today's session. Our speakers today will provide an overview of increasing health and security requirements and will present solutions that address all key use cases from registration to access control, mask wearing, temperature control, record keeping, and alert management. In a few moments, I will have our presenters introduce themselves. After that brief intro, they will each come up and share their insights on today's topic. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to use the chat box to submit your questions through the GoToWebinar control panel. We will basically be funneling those questions to our presenters, and they will try to respond to your questions after their presentations. We've also created a handout which includes our contact information, just in case anyone wants to reach out to us after today's event. At this moment, let me go around the room and have our panelists introduce themselves. First off, I'd like to have Richard introduce herself. Richard.
Hi, everyone. My name is Richard Carrier. I'm SVP and General Manager at CyberLink. I'm responsible for CyberLink for the Americas as well as our global marketing. So thanks for joining us.
And we now have Paula from Talma.
Hi, everybody. I'm Paula Cardona. I'm working right now in Talma, Colombia as the head of PMO and BI, and I'm glad to be here.
And Alejandro, please.
My name is Alejandro Lopez. I'm the CTO for Talma, Colombia. So I'm responsible for the whole IT area in the company in Colombia. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Alejandro. Yeah, and we have Craig.
Hi, everyone. Craig Campbell, Manager with Sales Engineering. I'll be taking your feed questions here and feeding it to our presenters here. So please come forward with your questions. We'd love to answer them.
Thank you, everyone. We will now have Richard. He's our first presenter. He'll first come up and share his insights on today's topic. Thank you, Richard.
Okay, I will talk about facial recognition and FaceMe in the context of commercial and residential building, as well as large institutional buildings such as hospitals and schools. First, let me share a few statistics. 59% of Americans support facial recognition in general. When it comes to security for office buildings, it's much higher. We're talking about 70% according to a recent CIA study. For schools, 67% support it, especially in the case of screening adult visitors. 63% are in favor of facial recognition for home security systems. And generally speaking, 78% of people believe that facial recognition can improve security systems overall. There are several issues that can be addressed by integrating AI solutions such as facial recognition across facility security, access and directions, health and safety, for example. But there's several things that need to be addressed. Typically, we're talking about large and complex facilities that have legacy systems in place. So retrofitting them or upgrading them can be an issue unless you have the right solution. Talk about the lack of integration between these systems, the significant need for human intervention, so you have multiple points of failure and pretty high cost of deployment and maintenance. Add to that the urgent situation due to COVID-19 at the moment. We want to integrate health check for temperature, mask wearing, social distancing, limiting and identifying if there's two physical contacts, and try to eliminate any contacts with shared surfaces when you can so that you limit the spread of the virus. So this is where FaceMe comes in play. It's the most accurate overall cross-platform facial recognition engine. It offers 99.7% accuracy rate according to NIST, the authority to benchmark accuracy for facial recognition. Add to that the fact that it runs at the edge, that makes it very secure and very fast compared to cloud solution. It is optimized across platforms, so literally every OS from Windows to Android to iOS to several flavors of Linux. It also is designed and optimized for each features to run across servers, workstations, PCs, IoT devices. So you can include a version of FaceMe, or you can use the SDK in systems that require any platform, and you will have the performance you need. The key features of FaceMe are the face detection. So faces are detected by a camera, how many people are there. Then the recognition, so you can identify who is in the lens of the camera as long as it's connected to a database with information about people. And here we're talking about facial vectors that are highly encrypted, so no photos necessarily need to be stored anywhere, respecting the needs for privacy of people. It can detect face attributes, including the mood, so demographics, age, gender, emotion. It comes with pre-processing technologies that enhance image. So especially when you deal with legacy system or multiple places where lighting conditions or angle of the camera cannot be ideal, you can have bias, but with CyberLink's True Theater technologies included in FaceMe, you can correct for poor lighting, poor camera lens resolution, some of the wrong angles and others, so you minimize any bias that could happen. It also comes with anti-spoofing, so you cannot put a picture or a video of someone and hope that detection will happen. It's not going to happen. And we added the ability to detect if somebody is wearing a mask and wearing it properly over their nose and mouth, but also we can provide very accurate at over 95% for people who would be wearing masks in front of a camera to do the facial recognition, to grant access, for example. Let me show you a quick demo. Okay, so I will present to you two solutions, one for security called FaceMe Security, one that helps for COVID called FaceMe Health. These two are complete software that all you have to do is install on a computer, connect IP cameras, and you can go. And I will also show a number of use cases that can apply these software, but also apply our SDK, our development kit. If we start with FaceMe Security, as I said, it's a software that you can install on edge workstations. You connect IP cameras, and then you have everything with a central server that can be on-premise, doesn't need to be on the cloud. It's really depending on your deployment, where you have the data about the different people who are registered and their identity information. And all that connects into an instant alert system that we'll talk about in a moment. Recently, we added the ability to connect plugin for or an add-on for health. So if you have a thermal camera, you can add elevated temperature detection. In addition to detecting masks, if people are wearing masks, doing identification of people wearing masks through the regular cameras in your system. Here's a quick demo. Okay, now let me talk about FaceMe Health, our other software. Essentially, it will do some of the key use cases from FaceMe Security, but also it can be used as a station to do mask detection. So is somebody wearing a mask properly over their nose and mouth? It will do facial recognition with somebody wearing a mask, so granted access, for example, if it's connected to a door access system. It will also measure body temperature and connect it to the individual. So here's a demo. Okay, and as I mentioned, FaceMe Security and FaceMe Health can both send instant messages depending on the category of person registered. So let's say you have a visitor, you can send a notification to the host and the location. Employees can clock in and clock out. Blacklisted people can send alerts to security. Same thing with strangers who are not known and where they are. And it can also send health alerts, somebody not wearing a mask or somebody having elevated body temperature. So every case can be handled in the best possible way. I'll talk about a few use cases that refer to office buildings, home buildings, schools, hospitals, starting with, generally speaking, facility surveillance. So the beauty of FaceMe SDK is that you can integrate it into existing systems for many cases, whether it's for on-premise or perimeter security, visitor management, employee access and monitoring. So where are people in the building? Are they where they should be? Or are they for too long in places that could put their health at risk? It can generate intruder alerts. It can do group health screening. So everybody in front of that camera in the lobby, you can detect immediately if somebody is not wearing a mask or potentially have elevated body temperature. It can help for social distancing monitoring and just signing equipment overall. So you can connect all of this in a solution that has FaceMe. You can also have more individual solutions. So door access management, where you simply want to automate visitor and employee access and have built-in alerts in the case of intruders or unknown people. Or bring it to residential building. We have a business partner, Bitkey, developed a solution for door access. So using facial recognition, can grant access to a residential complex. Then people are in front of the elevator. It will decide automatically which floor is their residential unit. They get in front of their door. They can unlock the door as well. Add to that intruder detection or guest management, and you have a very interesting solution. We also integrate FaceMe and Health kiosks. So the example you have on the right is a kiosk developed by one of our partners, MPS. Can be placed at the entrance of any office, residential building, or other entrance of a school, for example. And it will do contactless authentication, ask people a few questions about their health where they can nod or shake their head without touching anything, detect they wear the mask properly, their temperature. In the case of this kiosk, it will even dispense hand sanitizer. And when all of that happens in a few seconds, then they are granted access. We can also integrate into solutions for employee clock-in, so grant them door access as well as recording their attendance. If we move to different types of commercial buildings, let's say a shopping mall or even a hospital, you can have a personalized directory based on people who are registered where they should be going, or simply based on their demographics, you can have personalized digital ads. It can also serve to collect statistics totally anonymously about Who are the visitors? What are they looking for? So the quality of service can be improved, or the marketing of different offerings can be improved. Next step from a digital sign is a smart kiosk. So many places, whether it's business places, residential complex, hospitals, even in some schools, you might want to register visitors or patients automatically using a kiosk, and you can totally automate it, make it contactless. You can add contactless transactions, so using the face of someone as their ID. And you can also do personalized offerings and information, either if somebody who's registered is recognized with their face or just based on their demographics. And here again, you can collect statistics on the visitors and the key demographics. Something that we find a lot in hospitals, in schools, is shared equipment that required login. So here again, FaceMe can provide user authentication in a completely contactless way, can record user statistics. It can also send alerts for unauthorized users. In fact, we have partnership for medicine cabinets that use that technology. So you have frictionless, instantaneous, hygienic way to unlock a medical cabinet, but at the same time, if somebody who shouldn't be there is trying to access it, you can have alerts and monitoring, and all that in a way that's much more effective than using access card or fingerprints. So these are just a few examples of use cases where FaceMe can be applied in a number of facilities. So what's the immediate or short-term outlook? Well, facial recognition is already being added to a number of smart office, smart home use cases, so we'll see more and more deployment, especially when we talk about edge-based, cost-effective, flexible solutions like the one that FaceMe integrate into. Now, add COVID-19 at the moment, it's definitely accelerating demand and therefore deployment. In conclusion, FaceMe offers a complete set of solutions for smart buildings, whether it's our flexible SDK that enables comprehensive system security, whether it's the cutting edge features for access, security, or COVID-19, how it is contactless, and also the availability of FaceMe, not only as the SDK if you have an integrator, or if you are an IoT device manufacturer, but also as a complete software with FaceMe Security, FaceMe Health. Again, add the fact that our solution is edge-based, it runs across all platforms and type of hardware, it is very robust, it has very low maintenance costs, so you have a very interesting solution that is gaining adoption for all the good reasons. So thank you very much. Now we'll let our partners at Talma talk about their implementation of FaceMe and their perspectives in security. Thank you.
Thanks, Richard. It is important that all of us continue to innovate and deploy the latest technologies, not only for the compliance of ever-changing government policies, but really to ensure the safety and security of our customers and employees. Talma is a CyberLink customer. They are a prime example of a company putting the well-being of their customers and employees as top priority. All of us want to be able to go back to work. As an essential service provider, even during the pandemic, Talma never ceased to innovate. Allow me to pass it on to Paula and Alejandro and let them share the technologies they have implemented for the creation of a safer work environment.
Hi everybody, now we are going to talk about Talma. In Colombia we have operations in 18 airports. In 2019 we got 30% of the market share for Colombian industry. Here are some numbers. 93,271 attended flights, over 1 million of baggage handled, and up to 5.7 million of happy passengers boarded. Looking for increase our market share, and as a critical part of the facing the new reality, we review our value proposition, including biosafety as an element of trust. Therefore, in the strategic planning process, we rethink our purpose, which is we support our customer with a biosecure, flexible, innovative ground operation at the best cost. According to our value proposition, biosafety has become a significant axis for our operations. That's why we work to get certified in biosafety protocols and good practices. We can proudly say that we were the first ground handling company in Colombia to obtain an international biosafety certification. Bureau Veritas is the name of the company that certificates us, and the certification is called Safeguard, as well as a national certification checking seal certificated by Econtech.
At Talma, we are the leaders in airport services, offering to our clients all our experience with innovative solutions tailored to their needs. We're part of Grupo Sandoval, founded in 1969 in Peru. Talma is the largest airport services company within Latin America, which operates in Peru, Mexico, Ecuador, and Colombia. We accomplish a great path, operating our processes with high safety, quality, and compliance standards. We provide ramp services, passenger services, aircraft maintenance, maintenance for ground support equipment, cargo services, and training services. We operate with technological tools, complying with biosafety protocols and world-class standards through our certifications. Check-in and safeguard of biosecurity, quality management, environmental management, occupational health and safety management, security management for the supply chain, anti-bribery management, safety audit for ground operation. At Talma, we believe in the power of achieving it together. We are leaders. We are Talma.
Thank you, Paula, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be here with you. So, having said that, we have to comply a series of activities in order to keep the earned certifications generating value in a daily basis. Activities such as staff temperature measurement, controlling capacity per location, avoiding sources of contamination for COVID-19, and performing daily health routines. Then, after researching a lot of available integral solutions in the market and spending considerable time analyzing the capabilities of those alternatives that had to fulfill our operative requirements as well as the biosafety protocols, we figured it out that the best option was FaceMe. So we went into the implementation process following our agile software methodologies in phases. So in the step one, we performed proof of concepts with different sort of cameras, such as IP and thermal cameras of several brands, finding out that we can easily integrate any of them to the solution. In the step two, we went to the integration of the facial recognition with the temperature measurement into our solution. In the step three, launching a pilot test in our main facility, which is located in Medellin, to test the performance of the solutions with the end users in a real scenario. Finally, we are deploying the solution in an incremental fashion, starting with Medellin Airport, and then we're going to deploy in our 4 more locations. During the whole process of selecting, testing, and implementing the solution, we identified the following benefits. So, integration with thermal cameras, validation of the capacity per location, control access using a contactless biometric,
avoiding the source of contamination for COVID-19, facial recognition, even wearing mask. In fact, we can generate an alert when it is not being worn. Identify potential security gaps, patterns, and staff productivity trends, tracking people in restricted areas and forensic analysis when necessary, alerts of entering an unauthorized area, generation of safety alerts for sleepiness, fatigue, drug or alcohol use, and integration with different software and hardware. So Paula, she's going to talk about a little bit about the user interface of the solution.
So this is a real screenshot of the solution built in Colombia. As you can see, we can check the people's temperature, and when it is higher than 38 Celsius, it triggers an alert and sends an email to the safety area. Also, we can track the emotional status of the people besides their gender and age. Another important feature is monitoring the control access and attendance. It also gives us the ability to track and control the capacity per location. We are also able to identify a person even if that person is wearing a mask. Finally, as you can see in the background, we have part of the thermal system working for the solution. Thank you very much.
Thanks everyone for the presentation. Talma obviously is a great example, of company that's putting their employees and customers as their priority, and also, in the process they constantly innovate and create technologies, really kind of looking out for the safety and security of their customers and employees. CyberLink is obviously very proud to be a part of the process and the solution that they create. And we're looking forward really for this to be a essential success story, right, amongst all the essential service industries, where people can start looking at implementing similar solutions as well. Right now, I'm gonna pass it on to Craig. I think there were some questions that came through while our panelists were presenting. So maybe Craig, please go ahead and then start firing away the questions. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Jay, and thank you, Paula, Alejandro, for joining us and for answering the questions that I'm going to feed to you right now. So the first one is for Talma. Which are the biggest benefits for Talma by implementing the solution?
Okay, sure. So benefits. Well, we had a big list of benefits, but the first one should be like a friendly tracking to our staff, okay? In terms of, because it allows us to understand like how is the behavior of the people in our different facilities, right? So for example, we had to take care of the productivity of the staff. And there are some different areas in which there are like important distances between one to another, right? So we
we're looking for a solution that allows us to like measurement the time that the people like is spending in different areas, like in the dressing room or in the cafeteria, or I mean different locations different than the operation part. The other one will be the security for sure, because there are some, I mean, our operations are performed by people, right? So doing some use of the emotions, we were able to know if the people that it's coming to work, it's like able to work, right? Because they're sleepy maybe, or they're not happy, they're not focused on their jobs. So using like the information created using those emotions, we know for sure that the people are able to work. And of course, we know who is who and who is arriving to our facilities.
Great. So frictionless access, identifying people, and getting more feedback from the people as they enter. All good information. Next one I have is for CyberLink. What part of the entire solution is provided by CyberLink and enable health screening use cases?
CyberLink is primarily in the business of providing an SDK, right? Although we do have our Windows-based solutions as well. But with Talma, what we're doing is we're providing the SDK that performs facial recognition as people enter, and then we also provide the technology that that deals with detecting whether or not somebody is wearing a mask.
Awesome. Next question for Talma. Which is Talma's main concern about facial recognition? Is it temperature or control, or temperature control, excuse me?
Hi everybody. It was the effectivity in recognizing the people with a good accuracy and with the temperature control that it can be done at the same time as the facial recognition without having a reprocess or waiting a long time for the temperature reading. That was a big issue for us. Doing both processes at the same time and without having any kind of delays or reprocessing for the person because they must be on time on their job. That was the main concern about implementing both tools at the same time.
Great. So ease of use, ease of implementation, both for facial recognition and temperature control, syncing the two. Good. Which kind of leads into the next question for, I think, CyberLink. Can FaceMe work with existing infrastructure and IP cameras on site so you don't have to spend a lot of money to rebuild everything that's already in place?
FaceMe as an SDK is device agnostic, right? Obviously, there is recommendation when it comes to hardware requirements on the, let's say, on the workstation or on an edge device, which will impact performance somewhat, right? But as far as IP cameras are concerned, as long as they're, they provide a digital RTSP stream, then FaceMe should have no problem supporting it.
Thank you all for your questions. I think we're close to our time, and that's all the questions I have for today. Thank you all. It was a great presentation, great answers.
Great. Yeah, so as we're closing again, right, we will be showing a slide which will have our contact information, just in case afterwards someone wants to get in touch with us, you guys can. We're more than welcome to, for you guys to come to us with any feedback or questions as you like. The Master Series is a series of webinars that CyberLink is hosting throughout the pandemic. We will have 2 more that are coming up, one next month, the other will be sometime in January. Afterwards, we will continue to work with our partners to share insights when it comes to how facial recognition and AI-related technologies can be utilized to make overall processes more efficient and our workplace more secure. So without, we'll see you guys next time, but hopefully, if you like what you got, what you see today, again, right, we're happy to hear from you. If you missed any part of the webinar, we will also be sharing a recorded version of the webinar with everyone who have registered as well. Thanks again. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.